Welcome to Ask Cadence, everybody. My name is Pete Wright. Thank you for downloading. I'm sitting around the table here with Jay Christensen. Hello, Jay.
Hi, Pete.
And John Patton. Hello again.
Good morning, Pete.
Good morning. We have a project problem that is, I think it's a good one. Again, for all of those who feel like they're overworked project people, this one's for you. We've got 3 project teams dealing with mandatory compliance to 18 countries. All 3 of these projects are high priorities. Tasks from all 3 of these projects are due all the time. They are overlapping. How do you manage projects and priorities across these overlapping projects when everything is important and it just has to get done?
In an economy like the one we're facing today, Pete, where people have been laid off and the workload in many cases has not been laid off and all projects are critical, a person may be facing an overcapacity situation. So there are some clear steps that this person needs to do. All these projects are important. Let's acknowledge that. So the person needs to put together a personal schedule of task due dates with all these 3 projects for the upcoming weeks and, as far as they can define, months. And then if the if the hours estimating on each of those tasks has not been done, then that person needs to do it. And it needs to be done on a weekly basis, adding up the total demand on their time per week during the execution of these 3 projects. Now, at a minimum, I would plan this out 3 months. Let's acknowledge that beyond 3 months, you may not have very good visibility of where your time is going to be used. And things could change so much that you'll be redoing your estimates too much. So a 3-month horizon, week by week, that's 12 weeks out, is something that could benefit the person very well. So now you know your hours demand, you know your availability. It'd be important to put a little bit of time in there for tasks taking a little longer or for rework. But now that you know what the demand on your time is, if it's more than you have available, with working a little overtime now and then, that's a reasonable expectation, then you need to go to your boss and ask for additional help on these items or prioritization of what you should work on first, second, or third. As long as you're meeting all of the project commitments, there's no need to really share this other than a concern with the project managers. But if you see that any of these commitments are in danger, then not only must you inform your functional boss, but you also need to inform those impacted project managers.
And John, I think that's a really, really good strategy and a good approach. And I would like to add to that as well, that as people are developing their schedule for 3 months out, that they include assumptions that need to be in place so that they can test those assumptions to see if they are remaining true. And if not, then that can be an early notification of a problem that could occur with meeting their commitments.
That's so essential, Jay. People make assumptions during estimation all the time, and then they forget them. So, folks, it's really important to write those assumptions down and make those visible to your boss and to the project managers in question. They may have some information which would invalidate immediately some of your assumptions or support very strongly your assumptions. In either case, you'll either take corrective action or increase your confidence in your ability to deliver. This improves your state of mind in either case.
Well, that seems like we just nailed it, right? This solved a world of project problems for people all over the place. It seems like just keeping track of your hours and work and making sure that communication stays very open.
It is fundamental, Pete, and sometimes tedious, but it has big payback when you're thinking about peace of mind.
Well, I think it does. It solves what you otherwise can easily imagine yourself in an unsolvable problem where you just are setting yourself up to fail. And I think it's important not to let yourself get there.
And you lose creativity and you lose motivation and things can begin to spiral in the wrong way.
This is a time when the company needs you and your brain at their best.
Thank you for the discussion, as always, gents, and thank you, all of you who've been downloading the show. We appreciate your listening, and until next week, this has been Ask Cadence.